This is the KoperCrabb podcast.
I'm Jnco Crab.
I am Naveen Copperweiss. Clever play on names there.
Wow, we really came up with a good one there, huh?
Really creative.
Check out our sponsors, Direct Sound, headphones, and Moon Juice CBD by Jade Rabbit, which, fun fact, you can also use this CBD as makeup remover, as I learned right before the show.
You really tried that?
Yeah.
Does it relax
also,
your...
you can also use chapstick, little known fact.
So anything that's
oil-based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
You know, when you're in a pinch.
Nice. Well,
which I usually am.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners are in that pinch quite a bit. And then I'm just picking my own thing to sponsor this week. And it's tea tree therapy mint toothpicks. You guys ever had these? I love them.
Today I cleaned a bowl.
What? That's
With
no,
one.
dude. These are great. I'm a habitual nail biter, so
Same.
having these kind of keeps me away from the
biting. We're both really, really bad about biting our nails.
Horrible.
I had fake nails for years and years, but it's hard to play guitar with fake nails.
I bet.
I mean, it's okay when they're super short, but they're still like a fake nail is much thicker than your true nail.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a pain.
Did you bite those? Was that like...
No, it completely stopped me from biting my nails.
All right.
So I didn't bite my nails, and I'm very bad about it.
Yeah.
Like, just I like to do the skin around my nails too. So it becomes like a whole problem if I don't have fake nails or if I'm not like taking care of my nails on a consistent basis. But yeah, for years it solved the problem. This year I, with the whole quarantine thing, nail places shut down for a while. And since then I haven't gone back.
Yeah, me too. It's been pretty rough. So that's actually why I have long hair.
No, actually, I think we just decided that this week we're just going to have you do impersonations the whole episode.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Why not?
Which one? The John C. Reilly?
All right, first I want you to you have a good Trump impression. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
That's such low-hanging fruit. No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
All right, do John C. Reilly.
But my impressions suck, and that's why they're funny, though.
Just do it.
The John C. Reilly.
Okay, now I want you to do...
funny.
Now I want you to do Chino from Deftones.
Oh, my God.
Do it.
I saw the change in you. I can't believe I'm actually being put on the spot. Is horrible, right?
And you just did it.
Yeah, well, I haven't had a chance to warm up.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I haven't had a chance to warm up. So this is like what your parents do after when they go and like get drunk after you go to sleep. This is what's going on, all right?
Unless they're fighting.
I thought you were gonna go with something else.
Or doing that.
It's a whole lot of cringe. Sorry about that.
Which, if you're a child, you may mistake that thing for fighting. If
Maybe.
you hear it happening.
God, you know what? I don't like when I'm at like work or like a cordial environment and people make like sex jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe I'm prudish or something, but I just really don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. Like when people that are older than me, not going to name names, make sexual innuendos.
It couldn't be your dad, right?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Definitely not him, 100%.
And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't know why. Cheney, how do you feel?
Well, I work with someone who's a peer. So if he were to make a sex joke, it wouldn't really bother me.
Yeah.
I can see what you're talking.
Yeah.
I understand what you're talking about, though. It is jarring.
In certain environments. There's actually a King of the Hill episode about that.
Yeah. Well, he's
where they
ultimate prude.
They get this worker. I don't remember what his name was or anything, and he's like in there going like, "That's what she said," and like humping people and doing silly stuff, and like,
oh yeah,
Hank just like can't take it, he shuts it down.
It's not professional, man.
So I'm letting out my inner Hank. That's what I'm saying.
I know what you mean, though. There is something in that kind of there's a time and place, right? It's like how earlier you were talking about how when people are eating, you hate when they make. Okay, there was something earlier. I was eating, and you said, "Are you done eating?" Because I want to say something that I think that I don't know if you should be eating during. And what did you say?
I said that like when we go hit the road with the van, like getting a like a portable. See, I don't even want to say it on the thing, but a portable squirty bidet.
A bidet
to squirt water up your beehole.
So that was like the big thing that you were. I was expecting you to tell me something really disgusting. And I was like, okay, I'm preparing myself for this.
I'm just not like a gross guy.
No, but
that's not my thing. I'll say maybe offensive words, swear words and whatnot, no problem. But when it comes to like bodily stuff,
you're really not that way.
Not that way.
It's very true.
Yeah.
You're really not that way. And I have noticed that about you over the years, that you, like if someone will say something to you that doesn't really gross me out, but you're eating, you'll be like, oh man.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's definitely where your prude comes out, is in talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what, I always like to look back, being the person I am. I'm like, what childhood trauma led to that?
Yeah, it's probably something there.
There's got to be.
Something there.
Because it doesn't bother me. I mean, you could be talking about like someone getting slaughtered, murdered by, and just like ripped apart from...
That doesn't bug you. You can just...
From mouth to... You could say that someone got gutted from mouth to anus while I was eating, and it would not bother me whatsoever.
I don't know if gory stuff really bugs me. It's more like intimate stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's that.
All right. Well, that's the story of Naveen.
Yeah, we go.
Good story.
So right in to me on that one.
You know what I was thinking about?
What were you thinking about?
So this week, we've been talking about a lot of stuff this week, and I've just been thinking about how, like, when you go to make a decision, a drastic decision in life, or like when you do something that, and you're kind of changing your life, right? Mm-hmm. Say you decide, say you're like overweight and you start working out a lot, and that's what you're dedicating your life to. People love to interject their opinions on other people's life choices. Yeah. It's like, it's a thing. And it happens in art. It happens when you create something. Like I noticed, it doesn't happen as much anymore that I notice, but maybe it happens every so often. But when we started the podcast, people were like, well, you should talk about this. Talk about this on your, and do this. And
it's like, oh, I didn't know you were a podcast expert. Thank you for that.
I know. Right?
Yeah. Or I think it just comes from, and I've been trying to catch myself do this a lot, because I kind of talk a lot. Obviously, we have a podcast and
it's a thing. That's what we do. This isn't just an accident.
Yeah, but this is my playtime. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm allowed to do that. But I have been noticing, like, when someone says something, a lot of the times people will just say something. They just want to say something in return. It doesn't. Instead of going like, oh, that's pretty cool, like, and maybe asking the person more about it, or trying to go a little more in depth, get a little more out of that person. They just want to say something that's just about themselves, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my friend did that, and da da da. So I've been trying to catch myself, like when somebody says something and I have the knee-jerk reaction to sort of say something about me that's the same thing, not do it.
I don't know if this is a good relation, but I remember us specifically being in a conversation, and I'm not going to say who it was with, but we were with a friend who is going to have a baby. Another friend who we were with brought up a conversation about their friend who had gotten a random girl pregnant.
Yeah, it was like a horrible story.
And like a horrible story about how they thought he should get an abortion, or she should get an abortion, like this whole story, and just kind of shit on
it's like
our other friend's very happy moment, because this person was really excited about having a baby.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't know that you're doing it. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm about to shit all over this guy's parade.
No.
You know, it's just,
and
it just
but
comes out.
People do it, and I think that a lot of it can be related back to perspective. Like you're saying, like, yeah, you want to say, oh, my friend did that. Or sometimes someone will be like, I don't know, man. You know, there's an I don't know or a what if attached, and that it stems from that person's own doubts.
Exactly. Or you take their scenario, like you take exactly like what they are going to do, and then you run it through yourself.
Right.
And it's like, internally, you're like, well, I would never do that. So, and then your response is, oh, I don't know, dude, da, 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 da. And it's like, yeah, but that's because you wouldn't do it. You know? You're not me.
Absolutely. And I think that it's really important to keep in mind when we're confronted with situations like that. And you're saying you're trying to get better about it. I tried to not do that as well. Unless someone specifically asks me for advice, I don't really need to offer my thoughts or feelings on their artistic or life endeavors, because everyone is out there doing their thing, and you know, we're all coming from different places. We all have our own things that we want to achieve in life, and it's very understandable that we don't understand each other's goals or points of view.
Totally.
It's impossible to walk in someone else's shoes. Something we'll never do.
Nope.
I'm never going to know anyone else's inner monologue. That's fucking crazy. Do you ever think about that?
I mean, I wonder what the sweet baby kitty is thinking a lot.
I do too.
I hope that she's all right.
Or when I'm driving on the highway, sometimes I just have this thought like, wow, I know this is such a normal thought, but it's like, wow, there are so many people passing me right now, and I'm just never going to have anything to do with their lives or anything.
It's really weird.
But that's important. It's important to, like, it's okay, I think, to offer advice and to offer a helping hand and come from that point of view. But, like, to tell someone that they should be doing something or to say you shouldn't do that, I think, even though it's not coming from a place, can be a toxic behavior, because that's like a voice that gets in that person's head.
Yeah.
And it can cause doubt. And you might be like, you might be changing another person's life by instilling that doubt in them.
Damn.
And I think that it's important to encourage the people around us if they come up with an idea.
Unless they're doing something really stupid.
Unless they're doing something really dumb. Unless they've been like dating, unless they're dating an abusive person, or there's something like really crazy going on. There's a time and a place, just like we were talking about, you know?
That's the thing. Like, it's thinking before you talk. Just kind of like say it in your head before you say it. And then sometimes I'll just be like, wow, I want to say this, and I just want to say it to sort of bolster myself up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not good at it, you know, by the way.
Either.
I'm horrible at it. I catch myself, sometimes I'll be like, I'm about to say something that is totally just to serve my ego, and then I say it, and then I'm like, why did I say that? You know?
Yeah. I think it's also important to not, to maybe try to learn, or try to start to learn to not hold people to their pasts. You know what I mean? To not think that someone is incapable of change, or to acknowledge that throughout time everyone changes. And the most simple way I can think of doing this is like with a band. If a band exists, okay, Smashing Pumpkins. This is a really good example, I think. Smashing Pumpkins, I think that most people know them as being like a grunge band. That's probably how you would know them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The reality is that if you know any of Smashing Pumpkins' discography past the stuff that everyone else knows, usually Siamese Dream, Melancholy, they're like this totally expansive band. Their live shows can be sometimes incredibly trippy. They just put out this record, Seer, that's like electronica type stuff. They're an ever expanding band.
Yeah.
If you're a band for 30 years, naturally your taste is going to change. A band like that, where, you know, Billy Corgan is the main person in the main fixture, his taste is going to change. So of course the band is going to like ebb and flow according to the main person. So to sit and hold that band to who they were in the 90s, it's like, well, that's not who the band is.
Yeah.
And I think, and with a person, that's even more so true. Because a band, you're packaging it, and it's like this thing that we can sell and market and put out there to people. But with a person, it's like we change on such a constant basis, and we're evolving constantly. That's all that you can do as you grow older. So it's important to not hold people to like who they've been before now.
That's true.
And think that, you know, all of their everything that they do from this point forward should be based on maybe what they would have done before, who they were before, what kind of music they were playing before.
Yeah.
It's possible to change and to become a different thing, and that's what I think we should focus on with people, is what I'm saying. Like, we should encourage our friends to grow and move forward and
I guess what you're saying,
follow their paths.
I guess what you're saying is, instead of offer doubts, it's like, yeah, dude, that actually makes a lot of sense for you to do that.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Offer encouragement.
You know, if they're like, hey, I'm going to start a podcast or whatever. I guess someone was really coming down on us for this podcast this week.
No one was coming. No, that
I
didn't.
know.
Yeah, it didn't happen at all. But, you know, it's just something that I've noticed with art and everything, because both of us do a lot of different things.
Yeah. I've also maybe, you know, with that being said, sometimes I just don't announce what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do on the podcast because there's no one here to say anything to me about it.
Yeah.
But
and it's just us talking.
Like at work or something like that, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna hold this into myself.
Honestly, at work, that's the number. I'm the least opinionated at work. I'm just there to do a thing.
Yeah. And sometimes
I don't need to battle the thing.
No. And sometimes it comes off like people will be like, oh, you're so humble, you know, and it's like, I don't think I'm the most humble person, you know. I just...
Oh, you're not.
I mean,
just kidding.
But I
or am I?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm not humble, and I don't think I'm extremely humble. I just think I'm realistic.
Same.
And so sometimes I just don't want to. I don't feel the need to bolster myself up very often, to be honest with you.
Yeah, which can be, you know, I think it's appropriate in certain times and places, but other times it's
depending on how many beers I've had.
Yeah.
Then it gets going.
Right.
But
for me,
since
2.5 drinks in.
Was it one? I think it was 1.5.
Really? That's
1.5.
I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
God.
Our manager said that once Cheney has 1.5 cocktails,
that's when I'm at my prime. Wow, what a way to make an alcoholic. Are you fucking kidding me? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, let's make this girl into an alcoholic.
Yeah, before the 1.5.
I haven't folded to that.
Yeah, no.
Although I am drinking a creamy Christmas martini right now.
Well, the thing is, Cheney and I got up really early today, and we have like a tidal wave of new plans as usual. And I mean, to be honest with you, this is like a marathon today, right? Because we've been basically we drank coffee, and then we were just jet streaming ideas back and forth.
That's what happens to us. We wake up. Naveen is the person to make coffee because honestly it's freezing in our house when we wake up, and he's assuming his husbandly duties and getting up before me and turning on the heater.
Yeah, well,
and feeding the cat. The cat wakes him up. Yeah. Honestly, Naveen is the cat's favorite.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. Cats just choose.
I think she likes your beard.
That is
true. A lot.
So yeah,
she likes
comes
both
and lays
of us.
on
Don't
me,
get me wrong. She loves us both, but she wakes him up.
Yeah.
Maybe
does she come to you in the morning ever?
Yeah, after you get up.
No, I know, but before me. No, I don't think so. Because then you'd be up.
She just kind of lays on you. Like you'll be laid on your stomach or on your side, and she comes and lays on top of your side, and then she'll just stare at me.
It's the cutest alarm clock of all time.
It really is.
It's the best way to wake up. I'm always like happy. Although when we first got her, it was like at like 5.
Yeah, she adjusted.
And now it's she actually, I think because I threw her off, I started, at first I was like, wow, she's so cute. And I'm all tired and I would just like pet her and kind of go back to sleep. And then after a while, it would like, she'd come in and I'd just be like, yeah, go away. And then she'd come back at like 7.
Yep.
And then I'd wake
Test her
up.
luck
So now
again.
it's like, it's pretty much spot on right before my alarm goes off. She's right there.
This cat, I'm telling you, she's easily trainable.
Yeah, she's
it's
amazing.
insane.
She's amazing.
So today, what we want her to be able to like go and on trips with us in the van, if it can be a thing.
So we're trying to do more van trips, maybe do some podcasts from the van.
Yeah, which would be cool.
Do a little travel show, go get food in other
So we're
cities
starting to try to get her to be in a harness, or we thought we were starting to try to get her to be in a harness, because I was like, this is going to take months to harness train this cat.
And some cats just like won't do it.
Yeah. So I spent all day yesterday researching harness training a cat and taking a cat in a van. And most of the people were like, we're really happy that we got our cat trained and are taking her with us, or him with us. But they were like, there's no way that your cat's going to be down. They're going to act like their legs don't work from the beginning. It's done. You're kind of fucked.
Like when you put the vest on, they just won't move, or what?
Yeah. They think so. This happened with our old cat. We put a vest on him and he just like toppled over.
Yeah.
And after posting this in my Instagram story today and getting a ton of messages from people saying that there's no way their cat will be in a harness because they just topple over. Shiva, we put a harness on her today, and she acted a little strange for maybe the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then
it was like, no fucks given. She didn't even act like it was on her anymore. She was just running around and playing outside and doing her thing. So we left the harness on her all day, and I think I'm gonna do that with her now. From the time, like, she'll know that she has to have her harness on to go outside.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty dang cool, man.
It's amazing.
That would be super sick if we could go travel around and bring her with us.
That would be really cool.
Because it would also be cuddly.
Yeah, it'd just be so nice.
She's really done a lot for me, man. I'll tell you what.
I just enjoy having a little cat around. It feels like we've got like a family going. You know, it's like, you said this, it's like playing house with a little cat.
And when you don't want to pay attention to me, then I just go over to her and I'm like,
yeah, you are a needy
or if I'm like,
entity.
hey, what's going on? Like, like fucking with you or whatever. And then you're like, get away from me. And then I'll just run over to the cat and she doesn't care.
Yeah, true. She'll lick your beard and fucking.
That's exactly what she did though. Like when I was trying to talk to you when you're doing your makeup or whatever in the bathroom, and you're like, I need to do my makeup. Like, I just like ran over to the cat and like she was sleeping on the chair and I just like hugged her and she started just like licking my beard. I was like, there we go.
That's so cute. That's goddamn adorable. She's a very cute cat.
But another thing, I was going through when I was working on the van, codename Coco Bolo. Haven't talked about it in a while.
Codename Coco Bolo.
Codename Coco Bolo. Actually, okay, so I actually with my GoPro, I made a bunch of these videos, almost not every step of the way, but I made a bunch of cool videos.
Which I had no idea until today. You started working on the van, I think, in April or May. And I had no idea that you were a secret wannabe vlogger.
Yeah, I was vlogging
until this morning when you were showing me all of them, and they're awesome.
They're great. So I don't know why, but I just sort of fucked it off, and then, well, before that, I had the idea of when Entheos was on tour. I was like, dude, I'm gonna make a vlog. It's gonna be the Entheos vlog. It's gonna be a hit. And then I actually made a bunch of like jingles, because what makes a good vlog in your opinion? I got two things.
The person being the vlogger. There are 3. The camera work.
All right.
The way the camera looks, and then the music.
There you go.
Did I guess all 3 of yours?
So, mine more specifically are drone shots and jingles.
Goddamn, drone shots. The thing about drone shots is that, because we were watching a bunch of drone stuff today, or we will watch stuff Like a few weeks ago, I put on a video that was just all drone shots of, I think, some remote place in Iceland.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Totally remember that.
It gives me butterflies in my stomach. It's
amazing.
like flying above a city.
I fucking love it.
If your TV is as big as ours is.
So
IMAX. Then you feel like
it was $250, by the way. We're not really. So
no, it's
not
a
trying to
Roku TV. I think it's like 54 inches or something.
Yeah, but it was
probably
It was
small.
literally like 250. Anyway,
okay, not to interrupt you, but do you remember when a TV our size was like $2,000 at Best Buy?
I bought one for I think it was. I want to say it was $1,500.
What?
Like a small one, like the one that we have in our bed, like the ones that we don't use that are in our closet.
You bought one of those for $1,500?
I want to say it was like $1,200 to $1,500.
Those are 40-inch TVs.
No, the 32.
What?
Yeah, 32. And I was like, dang, it's huge. I mean, this was in like 2007.
Where'd you get that kind of money in 07?
After we got off tour from Animosity. I had that Animosity money.
That's the tour that you guys talk about. Because you made
we got paid. No, it was our headliner. We got paid.
Because you made like a decent amount of money on that tour. So that's like the infamous, damn, that tour.
No, it was like when I got home, I'm like, I'm buying a big TV and an Xbox.
Yep.
You know, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, you know.
Is that the most money you've ever brought home from tour?
From one tour, yeah. Should I say how much it was?
No.
Yeah, right. It wasn't that much.
Keep guessing because it wasn't.
It was a good amount.
It wasn't that much money.
It wasn't that much money, but it was a good amount. Yeah.
Like that much money. I scoff at it.
I know. It was.
But
for one tour though, and at the time I'm like 23 or
yeah. When you're 20, when you're 23, that's fucking good money to come off tour with.
So, anyway, what was I saying? Okay,
we've made decent decent amounts of money on tour.
We've done okay. But that was still the best. So,
a headlining tour though.
Headliner is.
Yeah, that's when you come home with the money.
Yeah, headliner is. I mean, Jesus.
So
Christ.
who else was on that Animosity headliner?
All right. Well, we're gonna come back to the drone and the vlogging.
Yeah, we'll come back to it in a second.
Drones.
Who else
vlogging.
was on that tour?
You had Animosity headlining. As Blood Runs Black was the direct support.
Wow. Are they still a band?
I think so, actually.
I feel like every few years I hear about them potentially still being a band. But it's not like a continuous thing.
I mean, it's just all about who you follow on the internet.
They were on this label. Do you remember that label, Mediaskare?
I know the name, yeah.
I wonder what ever happened to that label.
They're probably still a label. Probably still knocking about.
Yeah. Wow.
Should I look into it? Here, I'll look into it right now.
Yeah, I wonder. I know that I think Volumes was the last band that I really knew that was signed to Mediaskare.
Okay,
but they were like one of the bigger name labels back in that day and age.
Yeah, they have.
When I was graduating from high school.
Bury Your Dead.
Oh, really?
Murder.
Man,
Death,
I loved Bury Your Dead.
bands.
I remember one time. Okay, so I went to a Bury Your Dead show at House of Bricks in Des Moines before they shut down. Rest in peace. And I was
crazy.
front row center for Bury Your Dead. I was front row, and the stage was probably about 2 feet high. It was right at knee level for me, and I got pushed into the stage so hard that I thought my kneecap was gonna break because it bent forward.
Yeah,
it was awful.
That's crazy. I got a story about them too.
Oh, yeah.
When they first started, when I was in Hoods, hardcore band, the first out of state show that I ever played was with them, and I was literally 17.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could have been younger. And we played this outdoor kind of DIY fest. 18 Visions played.
Damn.
Bleeding Through. And Bury Your Dead had just formed.
Bleeding Through was my shit.
Yeah. And Bury Your Dead had just formed. And dude, I want to say I still have it. I had their demo with it was like a CDR burned.
Whoa.
Printed out off of a printer, you know?
Dude, whoa. I still remember.
And I used to jam it. It was sick.
When I would watch another demo you had before I come back to this that we found the other day was BT Bam. You have like the first copy of Colors.
No, Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
You have like literally one of the first. I think it's a test press or like.
It's like when they give the band like 5 CDs or whatever each.
Mm-hmm.
Like we played some shows with them, and I was friends with them. And they were like, "Hey, we got our new album here, man. Have it." And obviously, I was like, "Wow, this is incredible."
God.
But on that,
it's super. What I will say though is it's super scratched right now, and
I know.
Fuck. I wish you would have saved it.
I don't think it plays, but I mean, we still
wish it
have
would play
right?
because we could have sold that shit and made a pretty penny. I'm just kidding. I would have actually kept that. That album was,
dude.
That's like my BT Bam album. Dude. You know, everyone loves BT Bam.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an album. For some people, it's Colors. For some people, it's Silent Circus or new stuff.
I loved Silent Circus.
I'm in Alaska.
I got a story about Silent Circus as well. So with Hoods, shortly after the fest that I'm talking about, we played in Chicago, and Hoods were on Victory Records. So we went through the like Victory whatever office, and they have a bunch of merch there, and they're like, yeah, go ahead and like grab some stuff, you know. And I knew about BT Bam because Animosity played their first show in California.
Oh, I remember you saying that. Yeah, totally.
And then, I even heard about them before that because we used to listen to Prayer for Cleansing, their old band. And then, I don't know who all was in that band. Some of them were in that band.
Wait, Prayer for Cleansing, that's like, that's the super vegan band?
I don't know. I really, it was before the internet.
Didn't I bring this up too? No, I'm talking about Undying, actually.
Yeah, Undying.
Undying.
And we like them too.
Undying was Tommy's band, right?
I think Tommy played guitar. I honestly don't. I know they were involved somehow.
Anyway, there's like a whole history. Like they are from.
They're all in North
Carolina.
North Carolina.
I mean, and also Dusty and Blake are from Glass Casket, which is like one of the sickest. Glass Casket, so sick.
Yeah, little appreciation.
And dude from Wretched. God, his name, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but the vocalist of Wretched was the vocalist of Glass Casket.
So,
God, I can't think of his name.
So, hold on, let me finish this story here.
Yeah, sorry, I keep interrupting.
Finish my little story. Yeah, we're way off topic here. But we went to the Victory Records office. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that. Anyway, and then we're going through their merch or whatever, and then I don't even think I knew at the time, but I saw the new BT Bam album that wasn't out yet, and it was Silent Circus. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking grab that. Are you kidding me? And then I had a Walkman or whatever little CD player.
Oh yeah.
I was fucking jammed that thing. I was like, oh my god, this band is so sick. But
we got to get one of those guys on the podcast. We haven't even.
I know.
We haven't asked them.
It's kind of ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Because those guys are like the best.
Yeah, and we go
some of the best guys.
Go way back.
But we were talking about Bury Your Dead. One of my oldest memories of Bury Your Dead is I used to watch like MTV2 all the time because that's what Headbangers Ball was on, and Fuse. And I just remember
get that beer.
That's mine. I just remember there was a commercial for Bury Your Dead on like constantly for
Oh, they had like band commercials?
I think the name of that song is The Color of Money. I see your wake. Did you see that we are strong? Dun 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 dun. I see your wake. Did you see we're strong? We all make mistakes.
That song. Yeah.
That's
the hit.
So sick, dude. So sick. Man, I'm gonna have to go and listen to some Bury Your Dead.
Jam it. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
But Mediaskare, that's what we were talking about. Read some other bands off of Mediaskare. I'm liking this trip down memory lane.
It's funny how I'm always like, all right, we're starting a podcast. What are we going to talk about? And then
here we are.
Bleeding
through though, Portrait of the Goddess and This Is Love.
I'm on
This
the page
Is Love. This Is Murderous. We were just talking about a tour or a show with them. I mean,
you're probably better suited to read this list because I don't know most of these bands.
Read the bands to me.
Old. The Ability. These are former bands.
I don't know that band.
Ambush with an exclamation point. Antagonist AD. As Blood Runs Black. A Breath Before Surfacing. Belay My Last.
Dude, Belay My Last.
You know that
okay,
band?
I was talking about them with Zach Oren.
Oh, really? Did he
Yeah.
record them or something?
He recorded them, and they have one song. I can't remember the name of the EP or the name of the full length, but they have one song that I remember constantly called One Foot in the Grave. I loved the shit out of that song specifically. It was really good. All right, keep naming the song.
When we're tracking drums next month, we should do a podcast in Zach's studio with Zach.
Oh,
live.
absolutely.
Again, what up?
Spoiler alert, we're tracking drums for our full length next month.
Yeah, there you go.
Announcement.
Okay. A low-key announcement. Betrayal.
I want to say I know of them. I don't
now
know.
known as Runaway Kids.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Blind Witness.
I
That's like a
knew
rock
Blind
band, right?
Witness, but I never listened to them. Maybe one song.
Blood Stands Still.
Blood Stand Still, definitely knew that band.
Burning the Masses. I've heard of
Dude.
that band.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Burning the Masses to me is like, that's a classic.
Contra. That band sounds familiar.
If you guys haven't heard which I think a lot of you might be around our age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, but if you haven't heard these bands, I mean, this to me is like golden age.
They're one of those things.
It's like golden age.
Maybe a little younger, they're maybe a little older.
You know,
or they're our age.
Or you're our age.
Covered it all.
You might be one of those if you're listening
Or
to this
other.
podcast.
Or you're eternal.
Or you're dead.
Or you're a god and you're listening to this.
Or you're a
and
god.
You don't have an age.
There. Or you're Atlas and time is your burden. Or the world is your burden.
I feel that. Dude, I feel that.
The world is your burden, not time. Okay, what I was gonna say is that dude, it took me a second.
So yeah, I don't know.
These bands to me, like, they talk about deathcore, right? Deathcore now has become this thing that like isn't the same as what deathcore used to be. So there was the advent of deathcore. A lot of people say that they're the first deathcore band, but I'm gonna go with like the first band that I think was actually doing deathcore was kind of Fetus.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Because it was bands that were death metal and hardcore.
It wasn't like some... It wasn't the genre it is now. It was death metal and hardcore, and they sounded a little death metal. They sounded a little hardcore.
But it could be a mix of within those two genres, like any of the two.
Totally.
Like Animosity was deathcore, quote unquote, like quote unquote. I mean, we're not deathcore the... You know, like the
You're not this new kind of deathcore. I think JFAC may have started this new era of deathcore.
Yeah, I know. I've asked Johnny that before.
You have.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get Johnny on the podcast and put him in the hot seat and say,
I said,
did
you guys
you or
start
did
deathcore?
you not? What they definitely did, maybe they didn't start, but they were at the very beginning of, is MySpace era deathcore. Granted, they have grown far out of that. JFAC, if you haven't listened to...
they killed it on MySpace.
Dude, they fucking killed it.
They might have started the haircuts with... They were the complete package.
Totally.
They had the swoopy haircut.
They had the girls screaming.
They had the swoopy haircut. They were heavy. They had brutal...
Tight, skinny jeans.
A lot of MySpace fans.
I
wonder if Johnny's listening right now. He's going to be
livid. But what I want to say is that there may be some people out there who dismissed Job for a Cowboy 15 years ago or whatever. Yeah. You know, there might be some people who are like, they're a MySpace band and they still think that to this day.
Those people are like 40 though.
Yeah, but you guys, if you do still think that, then you need a reality check, because JFAC very quickly became like a pretty death metal band. And then they became even like a progressive death metal band. And they've gone through all of these changes as a band, I think, and they're like definitely not what they started as, like the fucking Smashing Pumpkins. Like what I was saying earlier. Everything ebbs and flows through time.
What we're talking about here. Was it planned?
And we should all allow bands to do that. We should stop getting caught up in like what bands were 5 years ago, or because dude, most artists are fucking crazy and they like want to move on quickly. They've done this thing and they're trying to move forward. You know, they want to do the next thing now.
Yeah, which is my like. See, I think there can be like a going too far like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want, artist type thing, you know, then you get into Naveen territory. You're like making progressive dubstep.
But I don't actually think that's true. I think that if you know you, it makes completely logical sense because you did Hoods, you did Animosity, you then did Flesh Rot, and in between like the Flesh Rot, well, and Animals as Leaders, obviously, and like in between all of that stuff, you were making electronic cuts. A lot of people may think that you started making electronic music.
I just didn't ever release it. I just made it as a joke and sent it to my friends.
And it doesn't, most of your music is not dubstep.
Yeah.
Most of your electronic shit, not dubstep.
Yeah, I'm just making fun of myself.
Well, I know that you are, but I'm just making an example of how it's easy to like get this picture of what we think a person is, but we're not there to experience or what an artist is, but we're not there to experience the full package. So
that's why we're creating the vlog.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I saw in his vlog he was going in that direction. And
I mean, you know, yeah. It's true though.
Okay.
We're not like we started Entheos I think we're at 6 years now. Damn. Yeah, because it's December, so we're like on the 6th anniversary, literally.
It's a long time.
And we are definitely not what we started as.
No.
Definitely not. If
half
you listen,
the band we used to be.
You know, if you that's so good. That's so good. We're half the band. That's fucking good, Naveen. Okay, but you know, when we started, we had like we really didn't know what we were going to make, right?
Yeah, we had no
idea.
We're just,
we did not start our band. Like we didn't come out of like development and do our band.
Which is why we screwed up.
I don't think, I honestly think that it's been a really fun experience kind of going through things and really learning who we are as a band because it's or just learning who we want to be as a band because it's allowed us to make a lot of shit that sounds a lot different than the other thing.
Wait till these people hear the new album we're working on.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Gonna be
we're
somewhat of a curveball.
We're biased, but I think that it's the best material we've made.
Oh, the new stuff, totally. You know what? I'm embarrassed about our old stuff. I can't stand it. So it's all about this new shit that's coming out, dude. It's crazy.
I'll play our old stuff. That's for sure.
Okay, do you want to keep going down the list of these bands, or do you want me to get back?
No, I want to know some more of the bands because people on here like metal. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they like music.
I know we're posers over here.
Posing.
We need to bust out.
Now we're giving me a dude. Have I talked about the group of boys who were the hottest group of boys in my school in elementary school?
Every time I go over this list, you sidetrack.
And they called themselves the Jnco Boys.
Damn. And they were hot.
Dude, they were the sexiest kids. But I was in elementary school, and we were each 10, and they were the hottest kids. They were the hottest guys in school.
They were just cool. They were like, whoa.
I dated one.
You dated?
Yeah, I caught me a Jnco.
What was
boy.
a date like? Roller rink, or what are we talking here?
No, we're talking like under the table at 5th grade.
Like, let's go on a date.
We didn't kiss. No, we might have kissed at like our 5th grade graduation party. I think that was our kiss.
Damn, it's getting hot and steamy in here, Jenny.
It was like a...
I don't want to hear any more about it, dude. It's making me jealous.
As it should.
Yeah, I don't like this. I'm going to find these Jnco Boys.
I honestly think I broke up with one Jnco boy for the other one. A Jnco trifecta.
A Jnco love triangle. But all right, can I get back to these fucking...
Dude, that would be a great limited, or what's the... Lifetime should pick that up after their fucking Colonel Sanders with Mario Lopez movie.
I thought that was a joke. When
the next thing should be the Jnco Boy movie.
Hold on. Jnco love triangle. I'm going to make a note of this.
I think we should write a movie.
That could be the episode title. For sure.
Jnco love triangle.
At the very least.
All right, let's talk about the list some more.
Here we go. Ready to change the topic?
Who wore Jncos? I'm going to need...
I had some.
If you wore Jncos, comment below.
All right, Jenny, I got the list pulled up. Okay.
That's what happens when I'm 1.5 drinks in.
What was the one? Oh, we had some whiskey?
Honestly, I'm like 0.8 drinks in.
Yeah, hold on. I got to switch out of here.
No, tell me.
For those of you who don't know, I'm a mixologist. Come from a long line of drink mixers.
You and your dad.
Well, my grandpa, sometimes he puts a lime in his vodka.
Naveen's grandfather, every day, 4 p.m. on the dot. 4 p.m. on the fucking dot, he drinks a glass of vodka.
And that's it.
Isn't that how we all should
Just
live?
one, though. It's never more than that.
It's never more, never less.
Never more, never less. Just the one vodka.
Always one. Every day of his life.
Yeah. I wonder if he still does it. Maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, read the list.
But anyway, I made this drink right here for Cheney, and it's a little festive holiday drink. It's got oat milk in it.
Yep.
It's oat milk, ginger, root, some cinnamon.
Wait, is it ginger and root?
No, I'm just kidding.
Just ginger root?
It does have oat milk, but it's also Bailey's and Jameson.
Turmeric.
That's it. It's not good for you.
It's not good for you. It's good for your spirits.
Yeah, it's good for your emotions temporarily.
I don't think so. I was thinking about how, alcohol. Okay, so we were watching Workaholics.
Yeah.
On Workaholics, they're like drunks, but if no drunk ever got like angry or upset and started crying about their past.
Yeah, it's like
when they got wasted. So it's like all the fun parts of being an alcoholic. And I was like, wouldn't the world be actually greater if that's how alcoholics were?
Yeah, it's called Tour.
I don't know. Tour gets dark sometimes.
Yeah.
I've seen Tour go bad.
I've been in it going bad situations.
Do you want to tell me about it?
I mean, I don't know. Just, it's like, oh, the sun has been up for a while. We should probably...
And I'm awake.
Yeah, and there's no prospect of me going to bed.
Though one of the most fun nights
Probably go to
on
sleep.
tour. So we were in Austin, I think like a year ago.
Because we're fucking so deep.
We'll talk about the list in a second, but
we might not.
We were in Austin about a year ago, and our friends. So the next day we had off, so our friends came to party with us, and we like had a show at Come and Take It, and then we went and partied. We went to downtown Austin, and then we went to a house party of someone's house we didn't know.
Oh, this is the last tour we were on?
The last tour we were on with Betraying the Martyrs, and we all went to a house and partied, and it was so much fun, and we stayed up all night, and at the end of the night, I think you'd gone to sleep, and Travis had gone to sleep.
I was on my health, like, you're jacked.
But I was too. I was super jacked, but this day...
I was like, I'm going to go to bed.
This day I wanted to take off, because Jessica and Andy were there, and I'm like, Jessica is my girl, and I was trying to stay up all night and hang out with her.
It's going to be a good time.
And so... the guy who was filling in for bass, on bass for us, Tim, and me kind of stayed up all night with the vocalist from Betraying the Martyrs and the guitar player. And there was a house down the street from the party that was being built. But the whole frame, like everything had been basically built, but they were going in to start putting siding on and everything. So it was open. You know what I mean? Like it was all wood.
Yeah, framed and drywall.
And drywall. Yeah. So we found a way to climb up to the roof. So we all like climbed up through the stairs and got onto the roof of this house.
It was an unfinished house.
It was an unfinished house. And we sat on the roof and watched the sun come up, and we were drinking and like watching the sun come up. And it was one of the best moments of tour. It was one of those moments when you're like, wow, how in the fuck did I like get to do this?
It's one of those moments where you're like, wow, how come I don't have a drone right now?
How come I don't have a drone? All right, keep reading that list. That was such a fun night.
Yeah.
For me, that was, I think that was the only night I drank on that tour.
Yeah.
Maybe one of two nights.
Yeah. I drank a little bit that day, and then, I mean, sometimes for me, I'll just get to a point where I'm like, okay, I've had a bunch of drinks. It's like nothing else cool is going to happen. I'm going to go to sleep.
I'm the type that I can stay up and like have conversations and hang out all night.
Yeah. I can too, but it just depends.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're poppers. I'm just kidding. I'm not, but I am. All right, you want to get back to these bands?
Yeah, I want to know about the bands.
Okay, hold on a second. It's what's known as dead air. Okay, here we go.
It's a great thing about a fucking podcast, man. You can have dead air. That's why we're here. Howard Stern invented that.
Did he really? Yeah, he kind of invented the podcast.
I think he invented dead air. The aspect, the
Or just
idea
being
of dead
goofy.
air.
And did he invent like doing this?
Hello, party's here.
Like his little sound guy, you know, with the drops and stuff.
I don't know because it seems like I don't know when radio DJs started doing that stuff.
I don't know. I'd be interested to know.
Me too.
If someone could let us know, or I'll
let
just
us
look it
know
up on it.
below. Comment below or email us at KoperCrabbPodcast@gmail.com.
Also, you do that, and I don't think I've ever said this before, but you know what? You guys should subscribe to the YouTube, hit like,
Comment,
ring the bell, or whatever the fuck these kids are doing these days.
Do it all. Go do it for our band too. If you're feeling like giving back, go subscribe to our band.
We're actually trying to do this a lot. This is our thing. We like it. We decided, hey, we're in.
Yeah, we like doing it.
We're 35. We're all in on this.
I'm
Shane's not 35.
I'm not
but
35.
This is it for us. So, you know, we're going to be doing it regardless. It doesn't matter. But it'd be cool if you guys, it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Share it with a friend who you think might be into it.
Yeah.
We have cool guests coming up. I don't want to give it away, but we have some cool guests coming up.
We're friends with a lot of people who are like really badass. So we could potentially get them on there too.
We truly are.
But back to this list here.
Humbleness.
No, I don't think it's not humble to say that I'm friends with people who are great. I mean,
true.
All the glories.
We are friends with a lot of great people who are taking a lot of good chances in this world.
Creations, kind of a cool name.
Never heard of them. I wonder if that was like on the first end of the. You know how like there was an explosion where every band was a pluralized name. I've been in one called Systems.
That's true. You guys are sick. I should play you guys right now.
Please don't.
I won't. But you guys should check out Systems.
Hey, if you guys want a Systems EP,
holler at your girl.
There
might be a couple shirts laying around too.
Don't order a shirt. Don't do that. Because the last time someone ordered a shirt, I had to go through
hunt it down and everything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Don't order a shirt.
Do not order a shirt, but do order an EP. Order an Entheo shirt from Night Shift.
Okay, the demonstration.
That's a good Drab Majesty album.
The Ghost Inside. I've heard of them. 100th.
Oh, here's a funny story about The Ghost Inside, okay? So something I don't know if I've talked about it that much on this podcast, but I grew up, my stepdad is my father, okay? So I've never met my real dad. I never will. He's deceased. When I was maybe 20 or 20, maybe I was 19, I found out that I had a sister and a little brother. And my sister Rainey, weird that her name rhymes with mine, I know. My sister.
So hold on a second. You met
I met my sister.
Yeah, someone who you didn't know was your sister until
I had no idea.
It just so turns out that her name is Rainey
and
yours is Cheney.
She's like 8 months younger than me. Maybe 5. She's a little younger than me, but our moms, I think, were definitely probably pregnant. It overlapped a little bit. But I found out that I had a sister because her friend got a hold of me on MySpace and said, hey, I think that you and my friend might have the same biological father. Anyway.
How did that person have that hunch?
I think that she knew through Rainey. I think that Rainey was aware of me. I was not aware of her.
And they're like, I don't know, Cheney, Rainey, it rhymes. You
guys kind of look alike. You guys might be sisters.
I don't know.
Yeah, brown hair. We actually do look alike. Her little brother, my little brother and I look a little more alike, I think. But we look alike. Anyway, so Rainey and I met, and one of the first times we hung out was my band was opening a Ghost Inside show.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was awesome. But we each, I think, because I don't know, I think this is something that happens a lot in my life when I meet someone, or back then when I was really young, when I met someone, I was drinking. Okay. So we were like doing it up.
Okay.
I think I took 12 shots of tequila that day because my band was opening the show. So I got discounted drinks.
At Vaudeville?
No, it was in Iowa City. It was at it was at Blue Moose. It was at Blue Moose Tap House.
Because that was legit how Vaudeville came.
Okay, so I must have been
drinks.
21.
Yeah.
Because I was getting drinks.
So like a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago.
So what were you saying? It's legit.
It was legit how vaudeville. I mean, we played. You play a lot of venues on tour, and you will come to notice they're not always the most hospitable.
Right.
It's a hard fact. But so when you come through a venue and they're like, yeah, it's like band drink, they're $2 or I don't know, however much it was, half price, or it's like,
or there are drink tickets.
Yes.
Like not every venue gives drink tickets to the bands.
Or drink tickets, or
no matter how big your band is. I mean, you'll get a bottle.
It depends. I'm saying when you're playing
depends.
like dive bar status,
Yeah.
you usually don't get anything. So when the bar
True.
is just kind enough to give the bands half off or
It's
whatever.
a celebration.
It's fucking cool, man.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
And
and you're over there like a big baller, like how we met, dude. Speaking
of vaudeville though, yeah, go ahead.
I'm big baller over there, like, yeah, they're $2. I'm like, I got this. It's $6 for
especially for you coming from San Francisco to Iowa.
Yeah, dude.
San Francisco, every drink here is like 12. Well, not where we live. Here, drinks are like $7, but in SF, drinks are like 12.
Not at fucking JJ's, dude.
JJ's has Des Moines
yeah.
prices, reminiscent of Des Moines vibes.
That's like a drinker's bar, like an alcoholics bar.
Alcoholics as fuck. But dude, rest in peace, vaudeville. It makes me really sad, and I don't think it's going to actually occur to me that venue is closed until I go back to Des Moines. But I grew up in I played House of Bricks a lot. I played People's Court a lot, and Harry Mary's I never got to play, but it's a venue I went to. But vaudeville just has like so much nostalgic meaning to me. It was where you and I met.
I know.
Then the following, we met, and then a year later we moved in together. I moved in with you in LA, and then I did merch on the first Animals as Leaders headliner. I did merch for Animals, and we went back through vaudeville on that tour. So it was almost like bringing it full circle. And then with Entheos, we went back and played vaudeville. It was the last place I saw my friend Curtis before he died. I spent a ton of good time. I've just spent so much of my life there. And I would actually really like to talk to those guys and get them on the podcast. Maybe if we go to Des Moines.
Yeah.
That place just means a lot to me. So knowing that it's not going to be there, I'll never get maybe I'll get to go to a show under new ownership. I don't know. I hope I do.
I hope so too. Maybe we'll buy it,
I wish. I wish.
I just hope it doesn't turn into like a Domino's or something.
Well, I hope it's not knocked down. I hope it's not super gentrified and made into, Domino's or an apartment complex or something that's like irreconcilable.
Well, that's the thing about this world, It's things come into existence
and they go.
They stay for a while, and then they go.
Nothing is forever. It's true. So let's go back down that list.
Well, you were saying, actually, when you went to vaudeville, you met Rainey.
No,
at the Ghost Inside show.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. We cleared that one up.
So obviously, I have a lot of memories attached to Mediaskare.
Ghost Inside. Okay. 100th. I read that already.
Yeah, 100th is 100th put out a sick record this year.
The guitar player looks cool. He's got leg tattoos.
They recorded it with Sam Pura.
Oh, nice. So are they more of like a rock kind of deal?
I did not listen to their music in the past. I think that they were like a melodic hardcore type band, but this is like electro pop type. It's almost it's kind of like a turnover ish, but it's really good. It's really
awesome. Good. I should actually check it out then. It Prevails.
A lot of my friends were way into that band.
They're on Stay Sick now. King Conqueror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw them. It's just King Conqueror, right?
Oh, Conquer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Saw them a few times.
King Conqueror. The Last of Our Kind.
Don't know that.
Lionheart.
Yeah, Lionheart I saw a few times. They're a hardcore band.
Yeah, I've heard of them for sure. Oh, they're from Oakland.
I was going to say, aren't they from like Sacramento? But they're from Oakland.
Crazy.
I wonder if they've tracked with Zach.
I know that name. Yeah, they probably have. Lose None. Martyrdom. The Messenger. The Miles Between. The Prestige. Truth and Its Burden. Redeemer, Red Shore,
I've seen Redeemer.
The Sheds.
Damn, the Sheds? Like, I wonder if they're talking about like shedding or like multiple sheds.
Ska punk band from Agora Hills.
Hmm.
Sovereign Strength, Christian hardcore from Lancaster, California. Stand Your Ground,
Yeah.
another Christian hardcore. Suffocate, I know them.
Suffocate. No, dude, Suffocate.
Yeah.
Suffocate with a K?
Yeah.
Dude, their vocalist just started a new band. Or he wasn't like he was one of their vocalists, Ricky Hoover. Sick as fuck.
Nice.
People may remember him because he used to have like big
Biggest
stretched
plugs.
ears, huge plugs. But he just started a new band called Of Sulfur that I think is going to be sick.
There you go. Cheney knows what's up here. All right. You want to get some more of this?
Were those all the bands?
No. Volumes.
Okay, Volumes. We
We'll
know where
cover
that.
them.
Yeah.
And then With Dead Hands Rising.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Dead Hands Rising. Those are so
Those are Minnesota, right?
Minnesota, and my friends Dan and Alex were in that band, and now they're in a band called Reaping Asmodea. So I've maybe some of you guys have heard about Reaping. If you haven't, go check them out. They're on Prosthetic. They're like a technically death metal band. They're sick. I've known those guys. We go
I think
way
our
back.
last show was with them. That Des Moines show? I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
last show.
yeah. And actually,
Or did we play Mexico after that?
no, we played Mexico before the Betraying the Martyrs tour. Actually, the first tour I ever went on was with Reaping Asmodea, with my old band from Citizen to Soldier.
Is that the tour that you quit?
No,
Or you were like, take me back home, I'm not doing it?
no. That was a tour that I did not go on. Because I told them to take me the fuck home.
What happened there?
The drummer and I just something happened, and he called me a bitch on the way to tour, and I was like, I'm not going on fucking tour with someone who's gonna call me a bitch. Like,
You're
this
like,
is
I'll
already
show you what a bitch looks like.
this is already a shot situation. So I went right back home. I think I was an hour away from home. I think I was probably 18 when that happened. But
That's
shortly after, I went on tour with. Reaping.
These toothpicks are great. I really recommend them.
Is that the rest? Is that the whole list?
That's the
So as you guys can see, I know a lot
former
about this shit.
Mediaskare bands.
Okay.
So yeah, that's that.
Wow.
So now let's get back to the vlog.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go back to it.
So
Let us know if you guys have any memories of those bands, because those are I knew of a lot of those bands. Saw a lot of them back in the day.
Here's another thing. I got gifted this from a client of mine. She got me this bottle of bourbon right here. So I'm
It's beautiful.
cutting loose, getting a little bit of that. And it's freaking really good.
You know what's funny
Not
is
gonna lie.
how people who
Tastes
drink
amazing.
bourbon or whiskey, and I do the same shit, they pour that much at a time, but they always drink a whole cup's
Yeah.
full.
You're like, oh, I'm just going to taste it. I'm just going to have
Yeah.
a little bit. I just want to get the flavor. you
No
know?
one only drinks that much.
It's really good, though. I mean, I honestly haven't really drank whiskey in a while. I guess maybe
Whiskey in a while.
I drank some at Thanksgiving.
Seems like a country song.
Yeah.
Whiskey in a while.
I need a country music drop on the board.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna get that going. Maybe that song that Ben Savage showed me.
Oh God. Little known fact about me though, I fucking love country music.
I know. I actually do too, because, well, I think it's kind of out here in California. A main thing you're gonna get is like, oh, country sucks. Da da da. It's terrible. Blah blah blah. But like, it's kind of like that dried beer smell. You know, it's similar. It's comforting. You know.
Oh,
You're on camera.
Oh shit.
Cheney smokes weed, everybody.
Selling me out.
I got a big mouth, dude. That's my problem. Anyway, it's like there's nothing like walking into a Flying J, and there's country on.
Oh. And
You know what I mean, dude?
Okay,
It's
here's
so
a dream.
awesome, dude.
Here's a dream. Okay. You pull up with your van to the Flying J gas pump. It's briskly cold, not
Yeah,
a freezing cold winter day,
it's
not a
kinda
super hot day. You have a hoodie on and you're comfortable,
Yeah.
and you have your laminate around your neck, and you're just
You're in flip flops.
You're in flip flops,
Yeah.
preferably Adidas. You're walking inside. You get in there. You're greeted by the fresh smell of of pine sol that's been just mopped along the floors.
I know.
And then you'll look to your right, and what is it? It's in a case. It's a fresh cheese pizza.
Oh!
Fresh Flying J cheese pizza. And what's on the radio?
I love that.
Is that Garth Brooks I hear?
It's fucking...
Is that the Thunder Rolls that I hear? And then you go to the bathroom and you look in the mirror and you're like, what a day.
It's just, that's living, dude.
That's
the open road, man. I miss it, dude. I tell you what.
Get your motor running.
I'll tell you what, dude. I've said this before, and the formula for me is 1 year. After 1 year, man.
1 long year.
1 long year.
There's nothing going to be left of the world. It'll be cinerated, and God will have to pick out what he's going to take home out of the ashes.
Out of the ashes. You know what's funny? Last week, after we played that clip like 35 times, we went and watched The Wild and Wonderful Whites.
Wait, that was I made that clip before we watched it?
Yes, you made it for the podcast, and then I was like, can we go watch The Whites? It's about that time.
Yeah, because I was like, we need some Jnco White clips on here.
If you guys haven't seen The Wild and fucking Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, then stop what you're doing. Go to, what was it on?
Go watch it.
Prime Video. I think I had to pay $3 to watch it this time. Whatever, it's worth it. And what I want to know is, where's the update?
I need the update, dude. Thing's like 10 years old now.
You know, it's a really funny movie, and it's made because it's funny for sure. But it's really like an interesting look at what happens in our culture, in separate cultures, separate regions, or separate places where people just kind of get stuck in the day to day. Yeah. We're gonna do this, and this is what we do.
And that's so cool about traveling and being on tour is it's kind of like the slice of life movie or whatever, but you're like there, you know, and you're just, there's nothing
you're
like
an
it,
observer.
Nothing like it. But I think it takes 1 year.
Watch.
After a year, I'm like, all right, man, ready to fucking do this.
I think it took me about 1.5 years this time.
Yeah, it's been longer than a year, but I mean, after a year, that's usually when Naveen's about ready to go.
So are you ready to go rip it up right now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's why we've been talking about doing these van trips so much, like, because shows aren't happening or whatever, but we want to go hit the road and do kind of like our own little travel vlog, dude.
Yeah,
you know
I think
what I'm
it'd
saying?
be cool.
That's what I'm trying to do. So I unearthed the videos of me working on the van. So that's going to be vlog number 1.
We're going to put it out this Sunday. So we're going to put
this Sunday.
We're going to put these vlogs out, like our stuff that's not musically related.
Yeah.
I mean, we might put some clips of us working on music and this stuff, but the long like musical clips will be on the Entheos channel. So if you want to see that stuff, then go like be a part of that channel, subscribe to it.
Yeah.
But on this channel, we're going to put
more random stuff.
Yeah, we're going to put the other stuff we're interested in, because you and I, along with the fact that we both like playing and we both play all kinds of instruments and enjoy doing that, we both are interested in all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And we want to share that stuff with you guys because we talk about it all on the podcast. So we want to give you like, you know,
that slice of life.
That slice of life, maybe 15, maybe 10, sometimes 30 minutes worth of just video of showing you guys like what we talk about. So
exactly.
The first thing that we're going to put up is Naveen working on the van, which it's amazing because I did not work on the van at all.
Yeah, and I had some time lapses. I got all kinds of cool stuff. And I just didn't even really think about it much because I sort of was just doing it like, hey, maybe I'll use this one day. And I just had my GoPro and I was like, hey, what up, everybody? You know, I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I'm calling it Coco. It was kind of like, some of it was actually kind of funny.
Totally.
And then when I just didn't even think to go review it. You know, I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And then today
really?
I was like, yeah,
you never watched it?
I never watched it.
Until you were watching it with me this morning?
Yeah. So I was like, wow, dude, I totally remembered like working on the van every day and everything. And it was so cool. And I mean, I'm going to have to cut some more videos because I left off before I finished it kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I'll just do that real quick. But we're going to put out a vlog
And, you know, that stuff, we want to share that stuff with you guys. We talk about it. We obviously are down to share. And I think that,
and just more shit that we can do that's, you know, more stuff that we can put out, I think is good.
Yeah. Well, and I think that like 10, 15 years from now, if we were to reflect on this time of our life, it would be so cool to be able to like go back and watch a 15-minute video that's like, here's Naveen doing the van.
Yeah.
Because now we've been talking a little bit about, you know, expanding the van a bit to make it a little more comfortable and, you know, for us to go on trips in the future. Because what we did notice in going on that Portland trip is that even though Naveen had some work stuff in the van, I think that it would really benefit us to have like a heightened ceiling. That's something that we want to do.
We're totally going in, dude. We're doing way more shit on the van.
So we want to like fully build out the van.
We're going in, dude.
We did discuss buying a Sprinter, but I think that, you know, all things considered, we own the van outright, and Naveen has already done so much work on it that I think really what we saw is what it's a 3-inch difference between our van and the ProMaster.
Yes,
and then between our van and a Sprinter, it's
a considerable amount.
It's a considerable amount, but I think that we can make it, you know, work.
Considering we already have, it's a difference of like $20,000. So
so we're saving some money that way because, you know, then that way when we do go out and do these trips, we'll have money to fund it.
And you know, our van's got soul. I'm just saying, Coco, we're gonna sell Coco. I don't know. I'm down with that.
I know.
I'm attached.
It really did start to bother me to think about like, well, you know, after all of this work on Coco and us talking about Coco so much,
we sold it.
We're not going to take Coco out on a longer trip than Portland.
Coco wants. Actually, I'm taking Coco to the mechanic in the morning. I got to get up at 7.
I have to get up at 7 too, so the cat will wake us up.
But anyway, let me bring this on home. So what I was saying is we got that done, but I wanted to make a vlog for Entheos, right? But I realized on tour, I just have too many responsibilities. I'm driving, I'm loading in, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to maybe hit the road, and all I'll be doing is vlog shit and working on music. We're also going to have our van outfitted with a fucking studio.
Yeah.
Studio ready, baby. So we're thinking about doing some trips where we just go make music and we just go to beautiful places and cool areas and
we
just
we
do
share
a travel
it with
channel.
You guys.
You know, maybe Netflix travel channel wants to pick it up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have my hopes up. Just kidding.
No, so we want to share that stuff with you guys, and we think it'll be fun. And so check out the vlog this Sunday. I'm sure if you haven't hit that little bell to get notifications, then Sunday our Coco Bolo vlog is going to go up. So if you guys are interested in like building out a van at all, one thing that Naveen did do is he built out our van for incredibly cheap.
Yeah, I've spent about $1,000 maybe.
And to be honest with you, if it was one person, that's the setup. Like that would be totally fine. Because we're 2 people, and if we go out for like a week or 2, it's gonna we need like a place for our clothes and a place for and it's 2 people.
The sweet baby.
Yeah, our baby. So we want to like make it comfortable.
Totally.
So we're gonna bring you guys along on the journey.
I know. And also I think we're gonna wrap, but thank you guys so much for paying attention to what we do. It's like awesome.
Really, it means a lot to us.
Because we were kind of like, all right, fuck the podcast, let's just do something else. And like, I'm so glad that there was enough people that were like, reminded us about how cool it is to do it.
Seriously.
Because I freaking love doing it. And like today, I was so happy to sit down and I don't know, it just felt great, It's just like, this is awesome. And it's really because people encouraged us to do it, It's not like I'm
really is
a little like court jester or something. It's just sometimes you forget,
And I mean, earlier we were talking about, to encourage your friends and that's really important. And what you say to people can stick with them. You guys encouraging us and all of the like cool comments that we get every week and all of the really meaningful, heart-filled emails that you guys send us and messages. It really has driven this podcast. Yeah. It's really driven us to like continue to share this stuff with you guys. And it really, like, I can't explain how much it means to us. And the fact that you guys are here and hanging out with us, you are our homies. You're our friends. Like, this is it's awesome, man. And so the year's not over yet. I know some of you asked us about our favorite albums. We want to give it a lot of thought. So we're going to bring it to you before the end of the year. Listen to Thou and Emma Ruth Rundle, though.
All right, y'all. See you next week.
Love
Peace.
you guys. Have a good week.